This is Bill with Rocky Valley RV, and we're going to go over some tips and tricks on getting your camper ready for the season. In today's video, we're going to talk about making sure that your heat and your air conditioning work before you go on your first trip. The place I like to start is turn the propane on the outside, come in, light your stove top, make sure that all the air is out of the system and it's burning good. After that, I'll go to the thermostat. This particular coach has a 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐻 thermostat assembly in it. What I'm going to do is go to the furnace mode. I'm going to turn that up just as high as it'll go, and I'm going to let that run until the smell goes away. When these furnaces sit for any amount of time, they start to build up dust on them, and that dust, when it gets hot, will give a smoky smell. It can set off your smoke detector, and at 10 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning, that's not a fun situation to be in when you're woken up like that. So it's always best to do that before you go on your trip. I always recommend to open up some windows when you do that on a nice day. That way it airs it out completely in the coach and you don't have a major residual smell in here. Now while that's running, you can come back to your air conditioner. This unit actually has a Furrion air conditioner on it, but you want to access the filters. And you want to make sure that your filters are clean. This isn't too bad, a little bit of lint. We can just scrub that out, put it on there. Now manufacturers recommend to wash these. I find that if you vacuum them, they last a lot longer. They don't get stretched out by the water. I just vacuum them out, put them back in place. There's one on each side on this unit. Some Coleman's have one on each side as well. 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐻s tend to have one in the middle. So just make sure they're all clean. After you've done that, you're going to go back to the thermostat. And I always start by going to the fan, and I'm going to set that to fan high. What will happen, your air conditioner fan will come on, and what we're looking for is to make sure it comes on. You have to be plugged into power or have your generator running, but as long as it comes on, I just want to make sure that it runs on high. I want to put it on low, make sure it cycles to low, which in this case is going to shut off, and then it'll come back on a little bit lower speed. Then I'll take it back to auto. Now, a key to remember on a 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐻 thermostat is if you do run your fan on high or low, and you forget and you leave it on there, and you turn the furnace on, whenever the furnace comes on, the air conditioner is going to come on fan only. So always remember, with 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐻 especially, to come back and turn your thermostat back to auto on the fan. After I've tested that, I'm going to come over to the air conditioner side, and I'm going to turn that temperature down below where I'm at, and just make sure it comes on and actually cools, because there's not much worse than getting to the campground and not having air conditioning. So it comes on. I'm going to listen for a little bit of a growl over top of the fan noise, which is going to show me that the compressor's working. And I'm going to let it run for about 15 minutes before I come in and I do any check of the temperature, because it can take up to 15 minutes to really come down, and our compressor just kicked on. Once you're done with all that, you know either you have a problem that you need to get addressed, or you're good to go, at least at the house where you're connected to the generator or the wall outlet. Now, if you're connected to a 15 amp service, don't be surprised if it causes problems with the breaker tripping from that air conditioner. But it's always worth a shot to try it, and at least make sure you're good before you roll into the campground. If you ever want to have the air conditioner serviced, you can contact us. We can do a full service on that, which entails cleaning both your evaporator and condenser coils, make sure they're clean, make sure that the plenum is taped up properly as well. We can also make sure that you have no propane leaks on the furnace side, ease any fears of safety issues. As always, we can be reached at 865-205-5784.